So good evening everybody and welcome back for the final time this season to F1 action here on FTRL, and it is our Div 1 decider day here in the desert in Bahrain. We are now just an hour and a half or so away from crowning the season 18 champion with one last round and one last throw of the dice. So it is two familiar faces battling out for this season's title. It is the season 16 champion Tico against the four-time series champion Dutch Tricks. It's a bit of a throwback this season, but once again the racing all season long has been fantastic. We've crowned several new winners along the way as well, and it all comes down to this. It's almost sad to see this season wrap up. It has been one of the best that FTRL Div 1 has ever produced, but that just means that the next season, which is now just a few weeks away, has got a big billing to look forward to. And we round off here in the desert in Bahrain, the Sakir circuit, very popular amongst the drivers. It's a big favourite and produces lots of great racing. And we're going to go on board with the Hazard Yarman, who's coming out of the final corner, and he will take us on a guided tour of the Sakir circuit. So down the start finish straight, the first DRS zone, down this long start finish straight, which will provide some of the best overtaking opportunities on the track. Pick your braking marker, then down from 8th gear all the way down to 2nd gear. Get your apex right and then start running up the hill. And the curb there, using the curb again, up through the next DRS and a good overtaking opportunity again. Up towards turn 4. They're using all the track to open up the angle. Down to 3rd gear. And they'll start going to the technical middle part of the lap. Watch the curb on the inside. And then again there, and then this tricky downhill braking zone. All the way down to 2nd gear. A quick short shift up to 3rd. Start going over the crest, and this very tricky downhill off camber braking zone here. All the track. Yeah, they're making it looking super easy. And into the 3rd DRS zone then on the back straight. Tricky one to overtake unless you've got a particularly good run out of the last corner. We'll keep the field closed down as we head up then through the left hander, start climbing up the hill. Now watch this curve on the inside here. Bendel bottleneck, as it's affectionately titled. That will kill you. That's what that curve on the outside there, so particularly tricky. Through the right hander he comes. Now just one corner to go. Let's sprint down the hill. We go up over the crest, down the crest, the other side. Again, you can see that opening the angle up using the curb. Tips in. And now out of the final corner and a sprint towards the line. The DRS pops open once again and it crosses the line with a time of 1:28.2 there on the medium tyre. Meanwhile, as we mentioned, the title battle is between the two guys who are currently sat 1 and 2 in qualifying. Tico, the man leading the championship on provisional pole after his first run with a 26.1. Dutch Tricks second on a 26.4. They're the only two drivers currently on the soft tyre. They know that they need to be at the front of this grid, and they've abandoned all hope of that alternate strategy, which you can see that everybody else who currently has a time on the board has done. So Dutch then with it all to do, coming from behind, and Mako then goes 3rd fastest. He's the 3rd runner on the soft tyre. Where has Dylan gone? Yeah, Dylan, go for it. Fingers crossed, mate. You were in the session before, so it should be okay. I think somebody was joking about Dylan lagging out the other day, and it's happened already. Happened immediately. But there we go. So the first few laps on the board as Shizou Tom upsets the apple cart and breaks the party at the front between the two Dutch boys, and Simply Superman trumps hit them all. So making a debutant, there goes Ox into 3rd then. So the Dutch boys who were leading the way shuffle back to 4th and 5th in the blink of an eye. So then we have a debutant tonight, Simply Superman. He was looking to join us for next season. He's filling in for the now retired, or temporarily retired, Wesker at Red Bull. It comes with glowing reviews. And he has lit up the timing boards here with a 25.9. That is a very impressive lap from him. First one into the 25s. You quickly usurped Shizou Tom, who has been absolutely outstanding this season. He's really come on since his opening, his first win at Baku. Really came alive after that. Should have probably won at Portimao in Portugal earlier in the season, but for the most bizarre retirement I've seen in a long time. And that man Ox up in P3. What a battle we had last week. Of course, last time out we were at Brazil. Interlagos hosted the penultimate round. It was victory for Crims. Unfortunately can't be with us this week. But we were treated to a OG battle between Tico, Dutch and Oxox, and what a battle it was. Those three glued together for the entire race, going 3 wide into turn 4 at one point. All survived, all came out, and Dutch Tricks prevailed in that battle for P2. Just beat Tico, who just in turn beat Oxox, who got shuffled back at the start of the final lap, although he was carrying a penalty. What a battle that was between those three. Showing that the old guard still have very much got it. A bit Tico on his way out. Yeah, up in P6 then, so good qualifying from him. Those guys on the medium tyres very quickly getting shuffled backwards. And I imagine they will give the soft tyre a run. We've got CR7 back with us this week. He's on pad. So good to have the Portuguese driver back with us. McLaren a little bit more there. He's currently P8, sat just behind his teammate. Report what about Scuba? Scuba filling in for TTG Tibos. We were expected to have a Kelvin with us this week. Unfortunately, Scuba got in there first, so naughty Scuba. Although he was supposed to be filling in for Joe Corway. Joe Corway not feeling very well, but he has braved it out in the end. And after a great drive last week at Brazil, hopefully he can finish the season on a high once again. Currently it's out then. Ambois, I believe, is on the lap, so stay on board with the Hasman. His race ended somewhat prematurely last week at the turn 1 lap 2 as his controller disconnected. Sent him careering off into the wall at turn 1 and brought out a virtual safety car. Well, maybe it wasn't lap 1, but it's fairly early on in the race. Shame for Andy. Hopefully his controller will stay alive a little bit longer this week and he can play an integral part in this one. Hopefully Dylan will be back with us shortly. Yes, mate. Yeah, yes, Dylan. You can rejoin if you want to, mate. I will ping you another invite as well, just to be sure. Bear with me. Once again, technical problems. Not how we want to end the season, unfortunately, for one of them, but so let's pick up then the two title contenders. Here's Tico coming to the final corner. He is 2/10 of a second up, so he could be challenging for provisional pole again with his second run. Out the final corner he comes to the line. It's a 25.8. He goes back onto provisional pole. What about Dutch Tricks? He's banned in his lap then, so Dutch Tricks is not going to be improving. Graham slots himself into P7. Now he's quickly demoted to P8 by Lynx, who's gone 5th. 26.4, the outgoing champ then. Missed a couple of races which just kind of stalled his title retention attempt, but had a really good turn of form at the end of the season there. A couple of strong results. And he's quickly dropped to 6th then by the second Ferrari of Zumpi. He's back with us this week. Ferrari's then popping into P5, so let's have a look at the standings. What glitches are coming tonight after another day. God, those Pagani, God, those. Who knows with Co-Masters? And so let's have a look then at the standings as we come into the final round of the season. Board is sway in the meantime then. He is on a lap. Let's see how he's getting on. Tier 1 standings then. So on top of the pile is Tico. He sits on 262 points with Dutch Tricks in second on 239. That is a lead of 23 points, I believe. Quick math. Yep, 23 points. There are a maximum of 32 up for grabs, which means that Tico needs to be out. Needs just a minimum of 9 points tonight to wrap up the title, which I believe, if my math is right, is P12. So at worst P12, and that is if Dutch gets pole, fastest lap and wins the race. Dutch Tricks of course needs to outscore Tico by those 23 points. However, on countback with 3 wins to his name, although it's high actually, they're both on, well, Tico's on 3 wins, Dutch is on 2. So a third win would tie the score up, so it might go on countback, so lots to work out for. There's also a good battle going on for P3. Tom Devaldo has really cemented himself in P3 this season, being super consistent. He sits third on 154 points. Fourth place is Graham on 133. Then we've got Lynx on 130. Oxox on 127. Dylan on 118, tied with Sway. And on 116 we've got Dan Morris. So some interesting battles going on just behind the top two. So yeah, lots to play for. A bit of personal pride, of course, to go out in the season on the high. Meanwhile, in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari leading the way then. On 331 points ahead of Red Bull. This AlphaTauri just tucked in behind them. And then we've got Alfa Romeo. So Ferrari could be doing the double. It could be the double tonight for Tico. Oh, this is very heavily geared in his favour. But this is FTRL, this is F1, nothing is guaranteed. This is one thing I hate about this game, this line. Look at him driving off the track, it's absolutely madness. Come on Cody, sort your life out. So then can Simply Superman reclaim provisional pole? He cannot, he does improve marginally though to a 25.911. So skims a little bit of time off his lap, but not enough to jump back onto provisional pole. But he stays on the front row. What about Dutch Tricks? He's on an lap, so he's not going to worry this one. But he has jumped back ahead of Oxox, who's currently in sector 2. So let's see how the Aston Martin man's getting on. Take a quick swig of my tea. Oh, is he? I let one go cold last week. I was disappointed with myself. He's backed out of this one, so he's not on a flying lap at the minute. What about his teammate for the evening, Scuba? Marginally down in sector 2. Back from retirement once again. Can't keep him away suddenly. Haven't seen him on a racetrack in months, and now he's jumping at the bit to get back on track. Had a really good run last week, having wheeled him out of the retirement home last night. Came with a really solid P5 last week in Brazil. Didn't quite have the pace to live at the top 4, but a sterling effort. There was some good battles last week. It was a really good race last week. I really enjoyed the Brazil race. He's abandoned us, like he's on his way into the pits, in fact. So he prepared on a battle over P5. And I do have to apologise to Tam for the curse of the commentator, which struck quite epically last week. He was filling in for CR7. And I just commented on what a really good job he was doing up in P7 as he came through turns 1 and 2, and on the exit turn 2 he dropped it into the wall and retired. So I do apologise, Tam, for that. Or was it GMAC? I can't remember. It was one of them, definitely. Anyway, I jinxed one of them last week, so I do apologise to use. Hopefully the curse of the commentator won't strike so hard this week, if at all. We shall see then. So we are coming into the final 3 minutes of qualifying. Final qualifying of season 18. CR7 out of the final corner. It looks like he's heading for the pit lane, so he's abandoned that lap. Running order then with 3 minutes to go. And we've got Ferrari on provisional pole, championship leader, champion-elect, perhaps. Too early to call that though. Tico sitting on provisional pole, Red Bull alongside it, but not the one that needs to be there. It's Simply Superman. P2, Shazoo Tom is 3rd, Dutch Tricks is 4th, and Oxox is P5, Zumpy is P6. Sway P7, Tom Deval P8, Lynx and Yogi P9, so lots of pairings going on there. 2 AlphaTauris followed by the 2 Mercedes. And Joe Corboy starts P11 currently. Scuba is 12th, Funky Chicken is 13th, Graham is 14th, Adam Mako 15th, Dan Morris P16, CR7 is 17th. Johan and Andy, the 2 Hazes in 18th and 19th, and Dylan trying to get back into his car. Fingers crossed. He'll be on the grid for the race. And we should have a full quota of 20 drivers. So then on board with Yogi as he comes into sector 1, and he is marginally up on his current best time. So he's going to be the first one to set his final run. And have less than 2 minutes of the session to go. Down to a tricky left-hander. Off camber, it's downhill, it's very difficult to get your braking right. Maybe that's just me. Again, the driver's opening the angle, they're using the runoff, which just shouldn't be. I just don't like it. That's the Puritan in me. Like a very, obvious thing to get wrong, so there you go. Into the bumps corner he comes. I completely failed to pay attention to the splits on this, I do apologise. He comes down towards the final corner. Just late as he dares, tips in, and now on the power. Shazoo Tom has decided he's not going to improve. Oh, he's had a crash at the final corner, maybe even. And Yogi goes back up to P8 then, so jumps in between the two AlphaTauris into P8, splits the AlphaTauris then. Who have we got on laps? We have got Lynx in the Mercedes. Let's go on board with the outgoing champion. He is up in Sector 2 by 71 thousandths. That would be enough to jump him ahead of Tom Duval. And Duval goes P9, so Lynx has just been knocked out of the top 10. Has he got any time in the final sector he can find? About to find out into the final corner. Plenty of curve for the Mercedes man. Goes to the line, quickly P11, jumps up to P9 then. Stops him just behind his teammate again, so the Mercedes boys can't be separated. Let's have a look then at how the big boys are getting on. Simply Superman, the first to start his lap. He's got Oxox just behind him, Tico crossing the line now. Tricks coming out the final corner. He's going to start his lap. He's got the two McLarens in front of him. Let's see how we're getting on then. Into Sector 1 comes the Red Bull. And he is up in Sector 1. 32 thousandths, that will be enough. Currently sits, what's he on? He's 13 thousandths off pole at the minute. So super tight at the top. Shizu Tom is out of the battle for pole. Through the downhill left-hander he goes in onto the back straight. Third DRS, so rear wing pops open once again. Up the hill he goes in, looking towards Sector 2. I'll drop back and see how the others are getting on in a second. Then Simply Superman is down in Sector 2 then. What about Tico? He's up in Sector 1. Coming up to the Sector 2 split point now. Is he still up? He is. Oh, look at that. 1.5 tenths. Tico flying in the middle part of the lap. Dutch Tricks is flying as well. Callboy's just got across the line back into the top 10. Oh, the McLaren spins off. Dutch Tricks up by 0.2 of a second. Oh, this is going to be tight. To the line, Simply Superman doesn't improve. Here comes Tico to the final corner. Oxox goes fastest. But Tico snatches it back. What a lap. A 1:25.6 from Tico. What can Dutch do? Needs to be on that front row, really. He can take that point off him. He can't. He comes up short of 25.7 from Dutch Tricks. But it's good enough for the front row. We have got Funky Chickens coming to the line. Does he improve on his P16? He does not. And Adamako has abandoned his lap. So he will be starting P17. So first blood then to Tico, and he extends that championship lead even further. Another point goes his way then for pole position. What a lap from Tico at the death there, pulling it out of the bag. Great debut from Simply Superman up in P4. Well, he shares the second row with Oxox, so the Red Bulls primed to strike, and Dutch. That's probably going to be key for Dutch Tricks, definitely, because he's now ahead of his teammate, which will give him obviously the advantage in strategy. So, yeah, fingers crossed. And that then is the end of the session. It is less than a tenth between the two Dutch boys and the title protagonists. But it's Tico who snatches the point for pole position. He's joined on the front row though by his title rival. Behind them, Oxox starts P3. Simply Superman starting P4 on his FTRL debut. Shizu Tom starting P5 with Sway P6. Great qualifying from those two. Zumpy up in P7 with Yogi P8. Lynx P9 and Callboy in the top 10. Great qualifying from Joe. He will start P10. Free tyre choice then to the rest of the grid, starting with Anwar. Then we've got Scuba, Tom Duval, Yarham, Dan Morris, Funky Chicken, Adamako, Graham, CR7. And provided he can get back in time, Dylan will be on the 10th row with him. Oh, well, that's a ridiculous glitch. Well, fingers crossed it reappears for the race, Dylan. Let me know if you need if you can get into your car, if it's on the grid. Oh, she went into qualifying. Oh, yeah, I could have sworn I saw it reappear when you left the session. Very confused. Right at the death there as the thing changed over. I thought I saw your car appear, but who knows. Right, there we go then, qualifying done. Let's get a podium prediction in. Let's get a champion prediction in. Who do you think is going to win it? Is it going to be Tico? Is it going to be Dutch? Get some votes in the chat and let's have some race predictions as well. Tico, of course, has the knowledge that he does not need to win this race. He can literally follow Dutch Tricks home, and that will be enough to wrap up a championship. He needs to stay out of trouble though. He can't afford a retirement because Dutch is at the sharp end of the grid. The drivers can start heading off on their sighting lap. Let's have a look at the runners and riders. The tyres are on. We'll start with the champion-elect. Tico starts on pole position in the Ferrari. It's a big step towards wrapping up this championship. He'll be second in 3 seasons, having won season 16. And he's got the 4-time champ right behind him. Can Dutch do anything about his friend, his countryman, his rival in this one? They share the front row. Ox up in P3. These three had an epic battle last week. Are we going to see more of the same this week from them? He is right on their coattails in P3. Simply Superman starting P4 in his debut, replacing Wesker, who's gone to the GT Sport land of retirement homes for washed F1 drivers. He starts on the second row. Shazoo Tom starts P5. LP man's been blisteringly quick but has had some bad luck this season. Can he finish on a high? Starts on the third row alongside Sway in the AlphaTauri. Great to see him having a strong finish to the season. Zumpy back with us this week and in the top 7. Both are always going strongly. Then we find the Mercedes pair, Yogi in P8 and his teammate and the outgoing champ Lynx in P9. Hopefully they won't compromise each other strategy-wise. And then Callboy in the top 10. Great effort from Joe. Just finishing this season with a burst. Free tyre choice then goes to everybody outside the top 10, as we know. And that starts with Anwar in P11. He's on the medium tyres. Scuba starts P12. He's going aggressive in the first instance, starting on the softs. Tom Duval starts P13. He's on the medium tyre this time, as is Joachim in P14 in the second of the Haas. And we've got Dan Morris and Funky Chicken, 2 Williams together, 15th and 16th. They start on the medium tyre. Adamako starts P17. He's on the medium tyre as well. Graham's going aggressive from the start. He starts on the softs. Alfa Romeo and CR7 bringing up the rear. That's a very unfamiliar sight for the McLaren man. Man on his pad, not quite as quick as man on his wheel, but it's good to have him back on the grid. He starts P19 and he's on the medium tyres. At the front though, the grid starts to reform and we wait for the 5 red lights to kick off the final race of what has been an exhilarating season of Div 1 action here on FTRL. Zero Tower reckons Tico is going to be the champ. Well, it's going to be very difficult to look past him. The grid is formed. Everybody's primed and ready. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. The revs go up. And away we go. It's a quick start. It's a good start from Tico. He cuts across the nose of his rival. Oxus is to the outside of Dutch Tricks. Shazoo Tom trying to go the long way around Simply Superman into 1 and Ox into P2. So Dutch has had a poor start and goes backwards 1. That's exactly what Tico wanted to see. Shazoo Tom gets the jump on Simply Superman. Zumpy's up to P6. Lynx is up 2 already to 7th. Who's going downwards? It's Andor's had a poor start. Has Andor gone round? He's just been... Oh, in the background, Zumpy's half spun. So one Ferrari stays where he is, the other one's gone, having made a good start. Zumpy spins off at turn 4. He's at the back of the pack, but he's still with the field, thankfully. He's now got a lot of work to do there to come over the crest for the first time. Down the hill into the braking zone. Tico leads from Ox. Dutch is in P3. Shazoo Tom. And Simply Superman. Lynx is up 3. He's had a blinding start in the Mercedes. Sway down 1 to 7th. Yogi's where he started. Scuba's up 3 as well. He's had a really good start, and Callboy still in P10. Big movers. Adamako's up 4. So is CR7. Valham and Tom Duval both up 2. They're 11th and 12th. Dan is P14. He's up 1. Funky Chicken is where he started, and Zumpy's recovered a couple of places to P17. Anwar, who had that drive at the first couple of corners as well, he's down to 18th. And Graham, who's just down 1. A little bit off the back of the pack. Is he okay? Seems to be. Now he just got the shuffle on. Across the line for the first time, and Tico leads by 0.6 of a second. Of course, no DRS until lap 3. Who's close to who? Link's looking close to the back of Simply Superman. They fly down towards the Graham into the pit, so he has got some damage, unfortunately. Looking a move there. That's Yogi popping out of Sway slipstream, not quite close enough into 4, although he Sway does go a bit wide. Yogi tries to cut back over the curb, not able to get through. It was a lonely race last time for Yogi after drama on lap 1. And of course no safety cars last week, so he never got back into it. Unfortunately, it was a very lonely ride for him. I think he'll be glad to be in the pack this time. And long may he be able to stay there, Gran, and then onto the hard tyre. We've got a yellow flag sector 2. Oh, Andoir and CR7 have come together below the look of it. They're off the track. We're recovering. CR7 has had a drama as well. Graham then may have some company in a second. Tico then leading us round. And unfortunately CR7 has not got going again. And that his race is over already, unfortunately, so not ideal for the McLaren man, but Tico leads. Oxox going with him. Dutch Tricks is critically out of that 1 second bracket already and has got the Alpine of Shazoo Tom all over the back of him already. Oh, Andoir's had another spin at the penultimate corner. Hot tyres. Not very well, and on to lap 3 we go, and for the first time DRS is enabled. Critically for Tico, he's got Oxox within that bracket. However, Dutch Tricks is... oh, he's got it. So Dutch Tricks was in that 1 second bracket. That should be enough to just hold off Shazoo Tom for now. It's a key defensive tool as well as an attacking tool around here. That long start finish straight, and then of course the run up the hill towards turn 4. Both really good overtaking opportunities. Dutch, you can see there, is out of that 1 second bracket again at the moment. Only just though. He's got it back in again as they come up to the detection zone, which is there. He's within that second bracket again then, so he has managed to close that gap down. And again he has DRS then, so we've got a big DRS train going on then. 16 cars in it at the minute. Scuba going past Yogi further back for the P8. Yeah, move there, nicely done from the Aston Martin on the Mercedes. And P8 has come his way, and so Scuba making some big moves early on. Into the top 8 he goes, and Yogi puts him behind. We've got a yellow flag. Who is that? Oh, it's Adamako. Has spun at the penultimate corner. Oh, the McLaren's a bit of strife on this one already. Both having dramas. He's got going again. But he is now off the back of the pack a little bit. Fingers crossed it was just a spin, no damage. Yeah, wing looks to be intact, so just a bit of hurt pride in that one. As Oxox starts to challenge for the lead. As they come up the hill. Pulled back into 1, not close enough. He's going to have another going to 4, is he? Tico going a little bit defensive there, just moving around. Dutch to the inside. Oh, gives him just about enough room on the inside, and they get away with it. And he holds on to the lead for now. But Oxox is starting to look very racy. They come then into the infield. Oh, yellow flag. Who is that? Might have been Adamako having another drama somewhere. Now it's just split the pack up a little bit. Dan has lost touch with Yarham, who's in 12th, so we've got 12 cars trained now. The field just splitting up into a couple of sectors. Got Funky Chicken and Zumpy with him. They're now just off the pack a little bit. No changes then as they come through that back straight. But look at it. Oh, Oxox is wide there. That might have been a warning for track limits. Cost him a podium, or cost him a chance at a podium last week. He was squeezed wide in one instance, so he might have been removed, but he ended up finishing P4 anyway, so didn't challenge it. Here we go again then. Down the start finish straight, the DRS will pop open. Oh no, more drama for the McLaren, and I think this time he's close enough to the inside, and Oxox hits the lead for the first time as Scuba takes the fastest lap of the 8. So one Aston Martin hits the front. Further back, Sway making a move, or being made a move on by Scuba, who just set the fastest lap, now goes up to P7. So the season 15 champ, I believe it was, absolutely flying now. Oh, and Yogi's got around. Oh, the exit 3. Oh no, Yogi. Shame for him. Spins out of P8 or P9, sorry. That promotes Corby into P9. Tom DeVallo into the top 10. Again, that's just another little gap opened up in the pack. Look, Corboy's now out of DRS range, so the train is down to 8 cars. Unless Corboy can get back on terms with Sway quickly. Up front then, Oxox leads now on Tico. Dutch now can see the man he needs to beat. But he needs to more than just beat him. To beat him and put several cars in between the pair of them, so he needs really some sort of drama to befall Tico. We've seen already. Adamako now battling with Anwar. Be making a move on Dan Morris further back. Yellow flag sector 3. Who is that? That might have been Dan Morris, in fact. He's just up to the back of that man. Funky Chicken's got past both Zumpy and Dan. Dan start finish rate we go then. Oxen's got a nice lead. Shazoo Tom looking at maybe making a move here on Dutch Tricks into the braking zone. Scuba popping out again on Lynx, who closes in turn on Simply Superman, who in turn has closed up right at the back of Shazoo Tom. Look at how close these boys are. Absolutely formation flying. Up the hill we go. One of you that was into the pits, then comes Yogi. He's getting off those tyres. Sway, meanwhile, now in a bit of gap back to his teammate, who was past Callboy for P9. So Tom, of course, the first driver on the medium tyre. And here comes Yarham at Callboy. Not quite close enough this time. Yogi then on to the mediums. He's on his way again. 8 cars then in a train, a big DRS train as we come onto the back straight. Once again, we're on lap 6 of 29. Oxox still leads, Tico still second, Dutch still third, Shazoo Tom fourth, and Simply Superman, Lynx, Scuba and Sway. They are your lead 8, and they are all in a big DRS train. And we've got Tom Naval now 1.9 seconds off the back of his teammate. He leads this next 3-car group. Callboy and Yarham, then we've got Funky Chicken, Zumpy together. Dan's just dropped off a little bit behind those two. We've got Adam and Anwar battling hard down the back straight, side by side into the left-hander. They go up the hill. Adam around the outside with the momentum. Anwar's got enough of an undercut, and through he goes up into P15. They'll be hoping though some sort of safety car to bring them into contention. Tom Deval, what's happened to him? And we've just been mugged down the straight. That's what happened there. Callboy and Yarham fly past him into turn 1. That is the power of DRS. They got to the front of that trio. He's now at the back. However, he now gets the DRS down the next straight. However, Callboy and Yarham holding firm there. Zumpy now making the move on Funky Chicken for P12 as the Ferrari fights back after his opening lap half spin. We've still got this big old train up front. Oxox still at the point. Tico's tucked in happily behind him. Dutch still there on P3 though. Mako gets the first warning, or the first penalty of the race. The track limits on lap 7. So what can Dutch do? Dutch just needs to, well, first he needs to get ahead of Tico. That's the first key point. He needs to finish ahead of his rival. Then he, well, really, it's just a case of hoping and praying that something goes wrong. How missing Imola has cost him any realistic shot at this championship now, to make or to manufacture something of his own doing anyway. He needs a little bit of help now. Tom there pops out, fakes a pit stop, fakes a move towards the pit lane. The top 8 all go through. Simply Superman looking at maybe a move here on Shazoo Tom, not quite close enough. Again, Scuba pops out behind Lynx, but happy to just drop back in again for now. Now, of this train, the only cars that are mirrored are the Aston Martins and the Red Bulls. Yellow flag sector 1. Oh, it's Zumpy again. Oh, Zumpy's had another drama at turn 2. Turn 2 and turn 3. He's got going again, but spinning up. Now, of course, being so close to your teammate is going to affect your pit stop strategy. So, Simply Superman, just 2 cars behind his teammate. Obviously, Dutch being ahead will get first choice of when to pit, so he may have to go a lap longer. We may have to try the undercut. We shall see. And of course, Scuba is in P7. His teammate is the leader of the race, so there is Oxox going into the left-hander. Scuba there now, just a couple of seconds back, so again he may have to go a lap longer or maybe undercut his preferred strategy, so he's not held up in the pit lane. Yarham's got the hammer down since clearing Callboy and Tom Deval. He's pulled out of DRS range and he's now trying to close that gap. That's down to 1.4 seconds, so it looks as if the soft tyres are starting to go away. Maybe it's just the fact they're in the train, but Yarham starting to close that gap down. Now, anybody coming in? In the background, it's the Mercedes pulling off. Lynx is the first to blink. So Lynx pits at the end of lap 8. That releases Scuba. Thomas so close to the back of Dutch Tricks into 1 there. Pushing him around the corner. So Lynx is the first to blink from this lead group then. Is that going to trigger a lot of pit stops? Oxox is comfortably leading this one still. Tico happy to just sit behind him for the moment. Good evening, Michael. Good to have you with us. Hope you're enjoying this race so far. Hope work wasn't too bad. So, 2 of your fellow countrymen duking it out for the championship. Tico and Dutch sitting 2nd and 3rd at the minute. It's a minute heading towards the Ferrari man, but still a long way to go in this one, and anything can happen. Look at Yarham. He's really closed that gap. That's down to just over a second, sorry. And Sway is suddenly on the cusp of losing DRS. In fact, he didn't have DRS down that straight, so that's going to help Yarman's cause. Having a really strong run again, Yarham. And critically, Tico is out of DRS range of Oxox. Oxox has got the afterburners on this lap and has pulled a gap of 1.1 seconds, so Tico might be vulnerable here, unless he can really send it into the final corner. Shizu-Tom, look at Shizu-Tom, he's so close to the back of that Red Bull. Now, anybody into the pits this time? Oxox doesn't. Tico peels off. Dutch goes with him. Shizu-Tom goes through. Oh, Dutch was almost at the back of his rival there. Scuba's in as well. So Scuba there getting out of the risk of being doubled up behind his teammate. Also pits Corboy. So with Shizu-Tom ahead of him, that's probably a good call. So all those potential double stacks are now gone. We've got Sway and Tom Duval 4th and 6th, but Tom Duval on the medium tyres is going to go a bit longer. As Yarham making a move on Sway. So Yarham has caught them. And through he goes. So Yarham into the top 4. Good drive from him so far. He's now the highest placed runner on the medium tyres. He's just outside the podium places, but Oxox leads them by a second from Shizu-Tom, who's really got the hammer down since the 2 Dutch boys got out of his way. Has he been saving his pace, saving some tyres? The Superman just happy to sit on the back of the Alpine as well. And where did Tico come out? So Tico's come out behind Lynx, so Lynx got jump on Tico. So the undercut has worked out nicely for the Mercedes man. Now you imagine that Oxox, Shizu-Tom and Simply Superman will respond this lap. Otherwise, they could find themselves right out of place, but Lynx is on the back of Zumpy. Now that might be costing him a bit of time. That could be what Oxox needs, so Tico's quite right behind Lynx, but yeah, just right behind. But bear in mind, Lynx was a couple of cars back in the queue. That's worked out very nicely for the outgoing champion. Into the pits, then come your top 3. Oh, and Yogi's had a spin at the bottom corner of the infield. So top 3 are in. Yarham will go. Oh, Yarham's in as well. Interesting. Is he going to the hard was he expecting a safety car then? It hasn't come. So Tom Duval goes through into the lead of the race. Funky Chicken is second now. Where does Oxox come out? Look at this train. Nose to tail. Where are Lynx and Co? Here they come. There goes Tico. Here come the other cars out of the pit lane now as well. It's all going to be very close to 1. Dutch and Oxox side by side. Lynx is ahead. Oxox has a big slide. And here we go. Oh, it's race on. Look at this battle here. Shizu-Tom and Dutch Tricks have resumed battle. Simply Super and Scuba going at it as well. Ooh. Dutch Tricks gets it done just. And Scuba gets the move on Simply Superman. Yarham's gone to the soft tyre, interestingly. So that suggests a 2-stopper. This pack have all resumed together now. Tico's got a bit of a gap there. He's up in a big gap. Tico's got a 1.4 second gap over Lynx somehow. Whether or not it was Ox and Lynx duking out, and just allowed Tico to run away a little bit there, so that could be critical. They've all just about sorted themselves out again. And we have resumed battle, but up front Tom Duval now leads by 4.5 seconds from a Funky Chicken, our Imola winner. And then we have this train of Tico, Lynx, Oxox, Dutch, Shizu-Tom, Scuba and Simply Superman. Yarham on the back of it. Yarham looking racy, of course. He's now on the soft tyre, so he's going to have a big tyre advantage over those guys ahead of him. He is definitely committed to a 2-stopper. I do believe the strategy around here is the 2-stop. We shall see. Tico with the fastest lap of the race, 29.1 for the Ferrari man. Here then comes Yarham, Simply Superman, maybe looking at a move on Scuba to the inside. Into one, Red Bull goes through, Yarham trying to follow him through. He's going to go wheel to wheel with Scuba up the hill, gets the move done, good move there from the pair of them. Scuba shuffle backwards. Ooh, Yarham to the inside, thought about a move on Simply Superman. Just showing in the mirror, trying to force a mistake. He didn't blink this time. Good run off the corner, but nowhere to go. Has to just settle in behind for now. Great battle going on here. Sway, having lost the train just before the pit stops, is now 2.4 seconds off the back and has got Dan Morris closing him down. And we've got Corboy in 13th and Adamako and Andor still duking out over 14th and 15th. And their dramas early on, yet to pit. Squabbling hard over the minor places at the minute, but still more than half of this race to go. Plenty of time for them to cut back into this one then. Excuse me. Zumpy in P16 after his dramas, and we've got Graham still waiting for a safety car to bring him back into contention after having to pit on lap 1. And Yogi just behind him, who's had some dramas as well. Up front, still your race leader Tom Duval by 4.5 seconds over Funky Chicken. However, further back in third, as Tico has his lead slashed by Oxox, who's cleared links and started to close down on him once again. So that gap is gone. He's now back in DRS range of the train behind him. And that man Oxox in that green Aston Martin is flying onto the back of him once again. Further back, Yarm's made a move on Simply Superman for P8, and now he's looking at Shazoo Tom. But not close enough this time around. Really good drive though so far from the Hazman. Simply Superman and Scuba. Oh, he had a wobble off the curb there. Simply Superman, through he goes Scuba. Did want to save that there, big twitch off the curb, and that has allowed Scuba through. It's also brought Sway into the equation as well. So Sway, who's been putting in a couple of good laps to get himself back into contention. Oh, Simply Superman's wide as he got damage. Yellow flag further back. Oh, Adamako's gone. Going down the hill. Yellow flags. Is there going to be anything more than just yellow flags? Don't think so. Oh, what's going on with the Red Bull? Simply Superman's having a torrid time. Suddenly Sway goes through. Oh, now Yogi's had a drama as well. Simply Superman seems to be struggling all of a sudden as Tom Duval pits from the lead. What's going on with the Red Bull? Has he picked up some damage? He has, yeah, he's into the pits. Anwar's retired as well from Bendel bottleneck, so yellow flag's out again. Oh, he's got going though, it's just a spin. Oh, it's a shame for Simply Superman. Yeah, he's got some wing damage unfortunately, and that's going to be key around here, so that's him out of that battle for the lead. Big shake. Oh, who was that? That's Yogi having a spin. Well, let him have his drama in peace. Meanwhile, Tico has been passed by Oxox once again, and those two have pulled away. Shazoo Tom getting the move done on Dutch Tricks finally for P5. The Alpine man now ahead of the Red Bull, and he closes on the back of Lynx. Yarham's still there as well. It managed to drop Scuba though to the tune of 1.9 seconds. Didn't see where if the Red Bull picked up his damage. Was it a clash with Scuba? Did he touch with Yarham? Don't know. Dutch Tricks now going backwards rather than forwards. He's been passed by Shazoo Tom, and he's now got that soft tyre shod has right behind him, and he's looking really racy at this stage of the race. Tico and Oxox have pulled 1.2 seconds over Lynx, so they're out of DRS range of the Mercedes. While they are closing down on the race leader Funky Chicken, there he is in the Williams, doing a really good job up front once again. Started a little bit further down than I think he would have liked. Still having a good run so far. In the background there you can see Ox and Tico as you were, Lynx, Tom, Dutch Tricks and Yarham as you were as well. Into the pits comes Dan Morris then. He getting off of those medium tyres. What does he go on to? It's the second of the Williams. We're currently watching the lead one. Drops place to Zumpy. Simply Superman and Graham coming out of the final corner. It's soft tyres for Dan Morris, so that would suggest a two-stopper as well. It's down the hill we go then. Now P2, Oxox, P3, Tico. And 1.4 seconds back to this foursome. Further back, led by Lynx. Got Shazoo, Tom, Dutch Tricks and Yarham. Still on those soft tyres, still going to have plenty of grip at this stage. Really put himself into contention with that really good opening stint on the medium tyres. Brought himself into the lead pack. Yellow flag sector 1. Oh, Yogi again. The torrid time. A weave there for the Mercedes. Oh, what was that about? Signal to the Alpine. DRS is open, and this should be a fairly easy overtake, and it is. Dutch Tricks going defensive from the Haas, meanwhile, covers the inside. Johan's going to have to go around the long way. Can he try and cut back underneath? Oh, safety car! And what has caused that? Oh, it's Corboy who's crashed out. And where has he crashed out at the final corner? So Corboy's crashed out the final corner, and the safety car is deployed. Now that could be good news. Well, it's good news for everybody really, because it brings everybody back in. Zumpy's going to pit straight away. He's going to go on to fresh set. He's only on 4 laps on those tyres, but he's going for something fresh and new. Imagine more meat. Now he's going to the soft tyre. Dan Morris into the pits as well. Graham's going to pit as well. So 3 pit stop for everybody, and that's going to really work out nicely for Funky Chicken potentially. Now is everybody going to pit? You've seen already this season the fresh tyres are king. We've seen drivers try and stay out on all the tyres to get track position, and it just hasn't worked out for them. So I imagine that everybody may dive for the pits here. And that's going to work out very, very nicely for our current race leader. So here he comes around the final corner. You imagine he will peel right into the pits. He does. Do everybody behind him follow? Surely they will. Oh! Jesus. Oxox last second decides to go for the pits. They almost came together with Tico. They got away with it though. Here we go then. Everybody into the pits. Who goes through? Shazoo. Tom has decided to stay out. So he's gambling that his tyres are going to have enough to get him to the end. Now, they will do, is the question. Is he going to have enough grip to hold off this soft tyre train behind him? Funky Chicken has looked in beautifully into P2. So staying out. Safety car has come at just the right time for him. He finds himself P2. Oxox is 3rd, Tico 4th, Lynx is 5th, Dutch Tricks is 6th. And has gone on to a fresh set of medium tyres. Interestingly, so anyone who's gambled on mediums in that front group. Scuba's gone on to soft, so has Sway, so has Tom Duval. Simply Superman has come around in P11, but he's stayed out. He's on 2-lap-old mediums. Then Zumpy, Dan and Graham have all pitted for softs. Graham into the pits again. And what's going on with Graham here? Has he got some damage somewhere? Or is he just going for another set of fresh tyres to guarantee him getting to the end? Has he got some wind damage? Nope, just a new set of tyres, and away he goes. Yogi will be able to catch to the back of the pack after his dramas. He's on his way across the line. Graham coming out of pit lane just ahead of him, so he will stay 14th and Yogi will stay 15th. Daft Chip in the chat there. Could you imagine if Oxox would have wiped out Tico then? Well, yeah, that was not far away from happening. Not far from happening. Now, just imagine had that happened. Bearing in mind the lead is now 24 points, so Dutch would have still needed to be in the top 2, I think, isn't it? Because it's 30, then 26, and then 23. So 20. Yeah, he needed to be top 2 still. So wouldn't have been guaranteed, even if those two had a currency. He'd have been in 4th place. with Lynx, Funky Chicken and Shizou Tom ahead of him. So, but then they got a racer Yarham, Scuba and Sway right behind him. So yeah, that could have been a very, very spicy end to the championship, but they got away with it. And while we're behind the Aston Martin safety car this week, I will give you a quick rundown of what else is coming up on FTRL this week. So yesterday, if you missed, obviously we unfortunately don't have a stream for it at the moment, but ACC restarted this week. Opening rounds of the championship from Imola. 2 races last night. The first one started in the dry but quickly became wet, and those who gambled on staying out on slick tyres on a wet track prospered, with Junkie Sport taking the opening win of the season. Congratulations to him. Race 2 was a more dry affair, and it was a victory for FTRL Rom Elson. Great job from those two at Imola. Of course, we've got our final round of Div 1 tonight and our final round of Div 2 tomorrow. Also from Bahrain, of course, the Drivers' Championship already wrapped up in favour of Brutus Beer. But the Constructors' title, having falsely claimed it was sorted last week, it is not. It is still all to play for. But the McLaren boys do hold a very healthy advantage. So it will take a disaster for those two to be overhauled by the AlphaTauri team. So Brutus may have to just settle for the one championship this season. But we shall see. Of course, we're back 8 o'clock tomorrow, so please do join me for that. And then on Thursday, it is our final 2 rounds of GT Sport ever. Season 16 climaxes at Brands Hatch GP. The GT2 Championship then coming down to a 3-horse race between Jonesy, between Switchback and between Junkie Sport. So please join Sean and Unsafe on Thursday as they look to crown the final ever GT2 GT Sport champion. Could it be Jones in his debut season? Could Switchback finally wrap up a championship, or will Junkie Sport go out on a high? We shall see at 8 o'clock on Thursday. And then on Friday it is the GT1 finale, and well, Pagani has all but wrapped up the Drivers' Championship, but there's still plenty of pride at stake, so do join us for that to see if himself and me can wrap up the team's title. So still to play for. As well, some good battles going on in the pack. The P3 between Sean, Cartman and myself as well. So lots to play for on a personal level. Graham dives into the pits again. Interestingly. Another set of fresh tyres. So Graham really wants fresh. No, he's gone on to older tyres. I'm confused. Yogi coming round. Right, so the whole field should be back together at the end of this lap, which means that we should resume racing on what will be lap 20. So we will have 10 laps of racing action to get us to the end of the season, the end of the race. The running order then as follows: Shizou Tom leading the race, but on slightly older medium tyres. Behind him, he has got a pack of fresh, soft shod cars, led by Imola winner Funky Chicken. Now we've got Ox who's going for that P3 in the standings. Tico in P4 who's going for the championship. Lynx in P5 who's going for P3 as well. And we've got Dutch Tricks in P6, but he's on the medium tyres, so he's got the durability to the end. Is he going to have the grip though to go forward, to do anything about his title arrival? That Scarlet Ferrari in P4. Behind him he's got a load of soft shod cars as well. Yarham and Scuba have been very racy in this one so far. Sway, can't discredit him, and Tom Duval, he likes to be aggressive when he's on the soft tyres. He is P10. Then we've got Simply Superman, who's caught back up after his unscheduled stop for a fresh wing in 11th. Then we've got Zumpy on the soft tyre in 12th, Dan on fresh softs 13th, Graham on softs in 14th, and Yogi at the back. Back on the back of the pack though, he's on the soft tyre as well. Safety car in this time. So Shizou Tom takes over, dictating the pace. Yes. Unlucky Joey, unlucky. It was going well, mate, but hey, these things unfortunately happen then. So Shizou Tom coming up to the final corner, has not pulled the trigger yet, but he has now, and away he goes. Gets a good jump. He's got a lot of soft tyre cars coming at him quickly. Goes to the inside to try and break the toe. Ox looking for the slipstream on Funky Chicken, and Tico looking for the slipstream on him. They're staking down the start finish straight into the braking zone for one. Everybody going to get stopped. Dutch Tricks has got a Yarm going around the outside of him. He's got the inside for two. Oh, they touch, and through goes Scuba. Oh, there's more contact. Scuba through the middle of them, threads the eye of the needle. Here comes Sway. Got on to the outside of Dutch again. Dutch gives him the squeeze, tries to cut back up the inside. The two AlphaTauris go side by side. But They almost went spectacularly around for Dutch tricks there. Zumpy in the background as well. Looking racy, got Damage going to the outside of him. Gran and Yogi looking for something to happen, but Scuba the one to take full advantage there. Oxox meanwhile has got Funky Chicken and is on the back of the race leader. Looking racy already. Scuba on the attack as well of Lynx now. Who in turn is right on the back of Tico, so Lynx is not hanging around either. So in his championship winning season, he was just the epitome of consistency. Maybe not the outright fastest, but he's definitely turned the aggression up this season at times. It's good to see that we're going to make him a threat next season. Some people has got the move done on Simply Superman further back, while Oxox is now glued to the back of the Alpine for the lead of the race. The Alpine's wide out the final corner, he's not got the grip, and Oxox to the inside. And that's just going to be a straight traction fest down the straight. Into the lead he goes. Funky Chicken under attack from Tico. Here comes Lynx as well. Oh, Lynx is going to get boxed in though, as Oxox hits the front. Lynx down the inside of Funky Chicken. They go side by side through 2 and 3. Ooh, just about sorted out. And Lynx gets the move done. And here comes Scuba to the back of it as well. Yarham now up into P7 ahead of Dutch, who's now got Sway attacking him. Is Dutch regressing going onto medium tyres? Did he get any damage from that bump with Yarham? Have sorted themselves out though. Shazoo Tom is already a second off the back of Oxox, so Oxox has got the afterburners on and is off and running. He's out of DRS range, of course no DRS for another lap, so it will be activated next time around, the end of this lap. Up the hill we go then. Oxox is away now, 1.5 seconds, he is gone. Oxox looking to finish the season on a high. Shazoo Tom, you may regret taking track position over fresh tyres. He said fresh tyres have been key this season in several instances with the late safety car. Tico now looking for a way through. Almost to the back of the Alpine at the final corner. It's a better run this time, but right behind him is the Ferrari, right behind him is the Mercedes. Fastest lap of the race goes to Oxox. Here comes Tico to the inside of Shazoo Tom. Further back, Sway's going for a move on Dutch tricks. And here comes Tom Duval as well. Both the AlphaTauris going through on the Red Bull. Dutch trying to hang on around the outside of 1. Give him the inside for 2. Oh, but Tom Duval gets the move done. Dutch has a big wobble. Here comes Zumpy. Is the Ferrari man going to help his teammate out? Through he goes. And Dutch is just going backwards. He's trying to hang on the outside. Oh, who's spun that? Oh, it's Lynx. Oh, and the Williams is off as well. Off goes the Haas. It's all going off. What? Oh, it's carnage. Absolute carnage. Yarm gets a penalty. Oh, it's spinning. Oh, it's Zumpy. Tico's going backwards. What's going on? Tico's got wing damage. Oh, what's gone on there? Suddenly the complexion of this race has swung towards Dutch tricks because Tico's got wing damage. He's off the track again. And he's backwards now. Dutch is down in P6, but he needs to go forward. But suddenly, an opportunity, as it's happened. This is what he needed. He needed something bad to happen. It's happened. Can he capitalise? He finds himself P6, Tico down in 12th with wing damage. He's going to have to stop surely. Yarm's going into the pits. Through goes Dutch Trick. He's up to P5. Here comes his teammate at him. Surely his teammate will not get involved in the title battle though, does he know? He's in the title battle. Dutch Trick suddenly. Into the pits comes Tico. Oh, Funky Chicken, he got caught up as well. He's retired, unfortunately. 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. Scuba as well. Oh, it's all gone wrong. So something happened in that pack at turn 4. Was it turn 3? Completely missed where it happened. Suddenly, just a Ferrari. I saw Zumpy going down the order. And next thing I knew was another Ferrari going down the order, and it was Tico. So where was he? He was behind Shazoo Tom. And he had Lynx with him. And what happened to Lynx? Lynx down to P8. Yarn was just on the back of that pack as well. And Scuba was there as well. So clearly somebody went for a move. And it didn't work out. Dutch Tricks in P5. He's got 2.2 seconds to the top 4. Tom de Val now 4th. Sway up in P2. He's looked in beautifully to that one. And Tom de Val, right on the back of Shizou Tom, on fresher tyres, on faster tyres as well. So he could be potentially looking at a podium. It could be a double podium for AlphaTauri here. Ox meanwhile untroubled by all of the chaos going on behind him. He leads by 4.8 seconds. What was changing further back? Oh, Simply Superman's passed his teammate. So Simply Superman is helping Tico out inadvertently. I don't think he knows. He's just contributing to his teammates' failure to go for the championship. I say failure, but it was a big ask. But the gods suddenly looked favourably upon him. He's up down to P5, so having had a drama early on. Yellow flag. Oh, it's Johan. He's had a spin at the penultimate corner. He's got going again. But that has really spread this race out against leader. Meanwhile, 4.7 seconds up the road. Ox has cleared off. He's going to finish this season as he did last season with a win. Swain out leading the charge in P2. Johan into the pits again. He's retired from the race, unfortunately. That's a shame. He was having a really good run, Johan, in that one. Podium was definitely in the offing there. And the race is starting to settle down a bit, and Tom de Val, maybe he doesn't have the edge anymore on the tyres. Oh, Superman's had a moment. Oh, he's had a spin coming out the final penultimate corner. And having got into P5, he's down to P9 again, unfortunately. Out of that pack, here comes Lynx on Dan Morris for P6. Goes to the outside. With the DRS, that's moved done. Is he going to get boxed in by Dutch Tricks, though? Ooh, he always goes into the back of the Red Bull. Now trying to hang on around the outside of Dan Morris. Oh, they touch as well through 2. They're just about to get away with it. And Lynx has got the move done. Back into P6 he goes. So Dave in the chat there saying, oh, Dutch Tricks has got a penalty. A 3-second penalty. Yeah, Dave in the chat saying there, as long as Tico finishes the race, he's champion now with the retirements. So, as long as he gets to the flag, Dutch Tricks, even if he didn't, needs to be P2. And he's got 3.7 seconds to Tom de Val and a 3-second penalty. Dan Morris has a big twitch there coming out the bottom corner. Let's let Lynx get away a little bit. Graham's coming back at him now in P8. So the Alfa Romeo man who had drama on lap 1. And now finding himself in contention for a top 8, maybe even a top 7 finish, as Dutch Tricks has got that 3-second penalty. Tom de Val now starting to close on the back of Shizou Tom. Is he fancying a move? Can he use DRS down the start-finish straight? Get the move done. He's on the battery out the final corner. So Shizou Tom, though, they're both on the ERS. DRS open for both. Further back, here comes Lynx on Dutch. And through goes the reigning champ. Cuts across into P5. Tico then second the fastest lap of the race, so taking that point away from his rival. So even though he's going to be losing some in the overall standings, that bonus point could have been critical. Tico has just taken it away. He's battling with Scuba over P11 at the minute. Oh, Shizou Tom gets a penalty on the outside of the turn 10, and that then will hand Tom de Val that podium finish, provided he doesn't get a penalty as well. So AlphaTauri on for a 2-3 here. Ox is your leader, 4.5 seconds. He's just managing that gap now. He's all kicked off behind him, but he got clear when he quickly after the restart. It's just eased away as it all kicked off behind him. Ox then pulling away from Dutch Tricks now, still within that 1 second bracket though, so he will have the DRS down the start finish straight. Dan Morris now closing in as well, or will he? Yeah, he did get it. Dan Morris closing back in again. So again, the soft tyre seems to be the one to be on at this stage. Graham sitting in behind him, and we've got the recovering Simply Superman in P9. He's had an eventful first race. He's got no ERS left as well, completely used his battery up. In P10, and here is Tico. Then what happened at turn 4? Was it 4? Was it 3? I can't remember. I don't remember where the accident happened. I think it was 4. I saw the Williams spinning off, and that's where the Mercedes went up as well. Then we saw Yarham on the inside there, having gone off the track. And somewhere in all of that, the Ferrari got some wing damage as well. Unfortunately, the Aston Martin got caught up in it as well, so Scuba was having a really good race. Both of them out of contention now. Dutch now closing back in on links. They managed to get out of DRS range of Dan Morris, who's now got Graham closing in on him. So Graham looking to prevail in the battle of the Irishman for P7. Round the penultimate corner they go. Dutch is now right on the back of links again. Tom DeVallo sitting in 4th. Now he knows that the man ahead of him has got a penalty, so he can afford to just sit there. We're on to the penultimate lap of the race. Your race leader, 4.5 seconds to the good. He's been racy all day. He's hit the front a couple of times as Dutch goes back past links into turn 1, and Graham going for the move on down as well. So there goes Graham into P7. And he's now going to get the DRS from links as well. So, oh, those soft tyres just starting to go away for those guys. Links then. Dutch getting the move done has pulled away as well. However, not out of DRS range just yet. There is a chance that links will come back at him if he can stick with him through the middle part of the lap. Simply Superman trying to get back on terms, though. He's got that gap down to 1.5. Got a yellow flag at the final corner. It's Yogi at the final corner, unfortunately. He's had a spin. And into the pits goes the Mercedes man. Dutch tricks then. Oh, it just hasn't seemed to have enough pace in this one. Needed at least a P2, especially with Tico's drama, but Tico, who is now comfortably in P11, that's going to be enough to see him crowned champion. It'll close the gap right up, but not quite enough. Here comes Shazoo Tom now back at sway. Onto the final lap we go. Mercedes man coming out of the pit station, stay out of the way. Shazoo Tom then taking P2 back on the track. But Sway will see he has a penalty. Knows that he doesn't need to fight it. Tom DeVal as well on his way to securing P3 in the standings. That's a really good effort from him. He's been super consistent this season. Had a couple of good races. France, Abu Dhabi. And they're running off with a really strong podium here in Bahrain as well. Up front though, your race leader. What's going on further back? Tico and Scuba changing places. Tico doesn't need to be in this battle. He can afford to let Scuba go. That'll be enough to wrap up the championship. Scuba to the outside. It's a battle he doesn't need to be in. It's a battle he doesn't need to be in. He can let him go. Just cruise around behind him. It'll be enough. It'll be enough, Tico. Let him go. Let him go. One corner then before the end of season 18, and he has been an absolute superstar in this one. He's driven superbly. Out of the final corner he comes. It is ending season 18 with a victory. Oxox is going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix in dominant fashion. Victory for him. Shazoo Tom will cross the line on P2, but will drop back to P4 with that penalty he got towards the end. Dutch Tricks put up a valiant effort, but it's only enough for P5, which of course drops back because Links will jump him. Graham and Dan and Simply Superman all jump him. With that 3-second penalty, you got Zumpy's going to cross the line for P10. He's had an eventful day. But despite late drama, he does enough. Tico out of the final corner. He is the season 18 Div 1 champion. Congratulations to Tico, his second FTRL Div 1 championship, following on from his season 16 success. Tom Laval gets driver of the day. Great drive from him for a podium finish. And a double podium for AlphaTauri, but Oxox is your winner. He was electric from the word go. Got to the front, got to P2 off the line, took the lead, and before the pit stops, to fight his way back through after that safety car, but did exactly what he needed to do, and then it all kicked off behind him, and that just left him with a huge gap, which meant that he could just coast to victory. Stunning job from the Alfa Romeo man. AlphaTauri second and third, Sway and Tom Laval ending the season on a high. Great job from those two. And further back, Tico wraps up the season 18 championship in dramatic fashion then. So, win for Oxox, Sway second and third for Tom Laval. Should do Tom. Great effort from him with that penalty just dropping off the podium at the end. The Lynx rounds out his title defence with a P5, with Graham at Simply Superman and Dan Morris, the Irish contingent, in 6th, 7th and 8th. That penalty dropping Dutch down to P9 in the end, with Zumpy, who had an eventful race, in P10. Tico with the fastest lap and the pole position, so he took the 2 bonus points just to help take it away from Dutch Tricks, and P11 at the end there, holding off Scuba, and then Zogi, the final finisher, in 13th. The retirements: Yarham had a great race but got caught up in some dramas. Funky Chicken got caught up in that as well. Corboy, we saw crash at the final corner. Andwar, Adamako and CR7 retiring early on, unfortunately, to not end their seasons on the high note, but still some great drives from everybody this season, and that wraps up season 18 of Div 1. What a season it has been. Congratulations to Tico, he is your champion, and I believe, barring some sort of massive dramas in the points, that Ferrari, so Tico again and Zumpy, will have wrapped up the Constructors' Championship as well. So clean sweep for Tico in season 18. Yeah, big shout out to everybody who's competed in Div 1 this season. It has been one of the best once again. The racing has been outstanding from round 1 all those weeks ago. Where even did we start this season? Anybody? I can't even remember where we started this season. Thinking. It was Great Britain. It was Silverstone. Because Dutch won and he pipped Zumpy. There we go. So yeah, from Silverstone 12 weeks ago, wasn't it? It was last year, wasn't it? We started this one. Yeah, we started late last year. Finishing, here we are in the middle of February. So what a season it has been. Congratulations to everybody who's taken part this season. It has been some of the best racing that Div 1 has ever produced, which means that season 19 is going to have to really bring its A game if it wants to top this season. And yeah, with that season now wrapped up, we are open for business, open for new drivers for next season. Please do get in touch if you would like to be involved in season 19 of either F1 Div 1 or Div 2. Get in touch at Twitter, which is @_FTRL_. Yep, signs will be in. So please get in touch, be a part of our community. We're very proud of the community we have. They are some of the best racers out there. Drama kept to a minimum. Just great racing. That's what we want to focus on here, and having fun. We don't want to be too sweaty. Granted, there was a lot of sweat going on in this division, but it can't be helped. That's just what you get with having good drivers. So, season 18 for Div 1 done. We're back tomorrow to wrap up the Div 2. So please do join me at 8 o'clock for that. If you haven't already liked the stream, please do so before you go. Thank you to everybody who's been in the stream commenting. As always, it is much appreciated. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow to deliver some more great on-track action with the Div 2 boys. And then of course Thursday and Friday we are wrapping up our final season on GT Sport, with GT7 now just a week and a half away. I'm mega excited for that. I've already booked next Friday off work so I can spend all day gaming. So looking forward to that. But for this evening, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. As always, it is much appreciated. Hopefully the on-track action whetted your taste buds. Yeah, that is it then. I'm going to sign off tonight. Thank you very much as ever for joining me. I want to see you again real soon.